guys, my name's Jeremy and I'm one of the Retro Couch Gamer guys. Normally we only really do Let's Plays, but we're trying to turn our attention towards something more like reviews. Just full on reviewing of games. What that means is we're going to give you a detailed review describing several different aspects of the game itself, such as gameplay mechanics, visuals, the music, the actual story of the game, and if we can find it, the backstory of how the game came to be, and, you know, why it had such an impact on us, as well as writing like live sketches and, you know, actually scripting what we're writing, so we can try and be funnier, you know, and if we're funny to people, the YouTubes, you know, maybe they'll, you know, you can tell people about us. And now, without talking your ear off too much longer, here's our very first review, and that game is called
Hey y'all, I'm here! Now I'm over here.
Wait, what? Where did you?
And without further ado, here's Donkey Kong Country.
The story!
The story begins with our hero DK blasting out of his treehouse like a cannon. You don't really know what is going on at this point, but if you turn around and head into the hole at the base of the tree, you realize that all of your bananas have been stolen, and now, like Nicolas Cage in a movie about the Declaration of Independence, you are off to get it back.
Fucking bees!
Eventually you realize that your bananas were taken by King K. Rool, who's a big fat crocodile, and a pirate, and a genius mastermind, and a thief. Well, we didn't say this made complete sense. It's a video game. Anyways, he took your bananas, and along with your nephew Diddy Kong, you have to fight your way through the dangers of the environment, as well as K. Rool's army of Kremlings.
Back before Nintendo bought 49% of the UK-based company Rare,
Back in my day, Rare was owned by Nintendo, not Microsoft. Yeah! Old people noises.
it's okay, Shooty. As I was about to say, two game developers, Chris and Tim Stamper, were experimenting with silicon graphics, otherwise known as pre-rendered graphics, to create a boxing game. While some executives from Nintendo were going around to different video game companies, trying to find the next great thing. They were so impressed by this boxing game that they bought out 49% of Rare. The Stamper brothers approached Nintendo expressing interest in making a game based on that old Donkey Kong game. Nintendo gave them the green light, and the rest was history.
Presentation!
Donkey Kong was such a beautifully designed game that brought something to the table no one had really ever seen before. That thing being pre-rendered graphics. Pre-rendered graphics is where the animations are not rendered in real time while playing the game because, quite frankly, the equipment for the SNES couldn't keep up. And yes, we do know that Donkey Kong wasn't the first to use this skill, but it was one of the first games to employ this technique really well.
A perfect example of pre-rendered graphics are some of the backgrounds in Final Fantasy VII, as well as the cutscenes. Pretty much the long of the short is that it made it possible to give the sprites more color and animation.
Now we come to the music. How do I put this lightly? It is perhaps some of the best music I've ever heard in regards to fitting a game. It is just amazing how on one level you are hearing tribal drums and beats generally associated with the Congo jungle, and then just like that you are underwater with this sad and yet eerie atmospheric composition that says, "You are not alone in these caverns." I personally think that any game composer today has been or will be inspired by this soundtrack, and if you are a composer and haven't listened to it, you damn well better.
This game hits all of our buttons in terms of how beautiful the animations, music, and environments look. It visually and audibly is a true masterpiece.
Gameplay mechanics.
The game itself spans 40 levels, 41 if you played on the Game Boy Color, 7 worlds and 7 bosses. The object of each level is to platform your way past the various traps and Kremlings, while collecting the various items in the level and finding secret hidden rooms. The last level of every world is a boss room filled entirely with a fraction of your banana hoard. Traversing these various worlds to fight the final boss King K. Rool himself on Gangplank Gap.
You playing League of Legends? You playing Gangplank? I jungle. I called it. I'm gonna be a moo. The mummy.
You can roll, jump on, and even sprint past your enemies. Throughout each level, you'll find DK barrels, which contain either Donkey or Diddy.
Hey, do you know P. Diddy and Puff Daddy are the same person?
Stop! Okay. Depending on who you were playing as at the time, having both grants you the ability to take one hit without losing a life.
Hey, I'm the camera guy too. Did you know that Half-Life 3 is confirmed? No, it wasn't. Because he said life, and that's the joke.
No, you know what? I'm done with you, and I'm done with that dog. I'm out. I don't even want to do it anymore. I don't want to see your faces.
The kind of world you find yourself immersed in is an island which has many different biomes, such as the jungle, mountains, even a power plant that reminds us a little bit of a nuclear fallout, all while making your way to the pirate ship of K. Rool. In each world, there is a boss at the last level, and these bosses vary from a giant beaver to a flying oil drum that drops crumblings out of it. The one problem that we did have with the bosses, though, is that it's only a small thing, but they recycled 2 of the bosses. We didn't have as much of a problem with it, though, because it showed progression due to the fact that the recycled bosses are much harder than the previous ones.
There are several different things that you can collect in the game. First, the most obvious one is bananas, and it pretty much is the Mario Coin standard for the game. You collect 100 bananas and you get a life. There are also balloons that you can find every so often that can grant you lives. Sometimes 1, sometimes more. In each level, hidden throughout, there are the letters K, O, N, and G. You collect them all, and it spells Kong, and at the end of the level, you get a life. There is one other way to get more lives. Every so often, you will find golden animal statues. You collect 3 of the same type, and you are taken to another area full of tiny golden statues. And hey, look at that! You get to play as the animal that the statues resemble. You have a set amount of time to collect these statues in the bonus levels. For every 100 statues you collect, it is equal to, you guessed it, a life. Oh, hey, Alex, you have something you wanted to say?
Gee willikers, can I?
Yeah, sure.
One big flaw with the lives is that you want to have as many lives as you can so you don't game over and have to go back to a previous save. And sometimes that previous save will be in a previous freaking world. So you just farm lives till you have a decent amount. We went with around 40 lives that we would farm on the first level a couple times. The problem, say you play for a bit with your lives and you make good progress, not losing too many lives. Say you're hungry, no, you're tired, you're like, I'm going to go downstairs, have a little sandwich. God forbid the game crashes and the SNES resets. We played on the SNES and it's a pretty old one. You reset the game and it resets your lives to 5 lives. 5, no, 1, 2, 3 more, 5 lives, and you have to farm all over again. No, I'm done. No, it's it. I'm done. It's good.
Whoa, Alex, calm down. It's gonna be okay, buddy.
Is it though? Is it really?
Robot sensor mode.exe off.
Would you like to tell the folks at home about the different friends in the game? Would that make you feel better? And I think you broke the sensor just a little bit.
Yes, Alex, you are a major ass hat. I am a robot, so I know everything. You can't even defend yourself, because Jeremy thought of this bit when he was editing the video. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Suck it, bitch.
Sure, why not? In Donkey Kong Country, the supporting cast is a plethora of characters. There are 5 Kongs in the game. Of course, the heroes Donkey and Diddy, as well as Cranky Kong, the old man that gives you hints about each level.
Fun fact, that old man is actually the original DK from the old Mario game. And the DK you were playing as is his grandson.
There's also Candy Kong. She manages the various save points throughout the game. Also, she's pretty hot.
So hot! If I was a monkey, I would candy her Kong all day.
Lastly, there is Funky Kong, who can take you between different worlds and is incredibly well-designed aircraft.
Barrel.
He reminds me of Matthew McConaughey because he's so chill. I can just imagine him looking all cool and just go, alright.
Next up, we have our awesome animal friends. First is Rambi the Rhino, the unstoppable force that wrecks almost anything with his charge. My personal favorite, On Guard the swordfish, that makes underwater levels 10 times easier with his speed as well as his stabbing attacks. Then we have Espresso the ostrich, that can move really fast and fly for a short time. Winky the frog, that can jump high, which can help sometimes. And then there is...
I'll take it from here. And then there is Squawks, the parrot, who is, in my opinion, forced into this game. I do not feel that there was any sort of, real thought put into him because he's only in one level, as to where the other animal friends are in multiple levels, and he actually makes the game harder. You see, in this one level that he's in, it's really dark, you know, it's dark. He follows you around with a tiny lantern, and oh yeah, he only faces the direction that you're facing. So, say you're trying to make a jump over a pit, or you're trying to jump over a bad guy, and you change direction, be it that you press back on the D-pad, or you want to jump back because you don't like the jump. Well, he changes direction with you, so you do not see what is behind you, and that can cause death. Lots and lots of death. I'm serious. Normally, when you find a box with an animal friend in it, you suddenly feel like you hit the jackpot because that friend is going to make the level easier. It's going to help you bust through walls or swim faster. Squawks just doesn't do that for me. It feels like he honestly was, like I said before, forced into the game. And quite frankly, that doesn't fly with me.
In each level, there can be anywhere from 0 to 5 secret rooms that are accessed by either shooting a secret barrel, breaking a wall, and even in another secret room at one point. Wait a second. Secret room inception.
Is this? Is this a dream? We have to go deeper.
These secret rooms contain mini-games, bananas, lives, etc. For anyone thinking of trying to play this game and complete it 100%, you need to go through all of these rooms in order to achieve that.
Now, I know we've hit on a couple different things in this review, but nothing as bad as this one. Holy shit, we're being critical of Donkey Kong.
You're gonna castrate us!
Damn right. The difficulty scale, if you can call it that, doesn't exist. Some levels will be fairly easy, where you'll go through it, only losing maybe one life. But the next level might make it game over at least once. It goes back and forth so sporadically that it honestly felt like I was playing Russian roulette every time I entered a new stage. I wouldn't have this problem if it only happened once, or if it steadily built up to this difficulty, but it honestly doesn't really do that at all. I'm not saying this game isn't the masterpiece we are giving it credit for. It really is an amazing game. We only mean to point out these blemishes, so when you guys play it, you're not surprised by it.
Spoiler alert!
Now, we don't want to spoil anything for you, so skip to after this if you have a way to play this game and don't want to see the ending until you've done it yourself. So, you've trampled Kremlings in the Congo, rode the minecarts of the monkey mines, slipped on ice throughout Gorilla Mountain, and jumped on oil barrels of Krimkrok Industries. You've beaten all 6 of the earlier bosses, and now you find yourself on the pirate ship of King K. Rool himself. I loved this boss fight for several reasons. For one, it was the first time I'd ever seen a multi-phase boss fight when I was a kid. The first part is just him throwing his crown, you booping him on the head, and him running to the other side. After 3 times, he will then begin to jump between sides of the ship, and you'll begin having to dodge falling cannonballs. There's a couple ways to not get hit, and my favorite way is actually what me and Shooty like to call the dead spot, right next to the mast. Would you like to take it away?
The dead spot, as Jeremy said, is right by the mast, where there is about a frame's worth of space that is safe for you to stand under. After all the cannonballs fall, he throws his crown and you boop him again, and after 3 times he falls down and the credits begin to roll, hence creating one of the first super troll moments in video games.
All of the C's in the credits have been replaced with K's, and then it says, the end? It's weird. After that, he immediately gets back up, and you remember how I said multi-phase battle? Well, his attacks are actually a little bit different. Instead of cannonballs or him running around, he actually jumps, like, sporadically, and you pretty much have to roll underneath him to not get hit. You hit him 3 more times, and he goes down for good. The credits roll for real, and you get to meet all of the Kremlings, bosses, friends, and all the Kongs by their names.
Well, guys, it looks like our nostalgia trip has come to an end.
First of many, hopefully.
Definitely. We don't really have a rating system set up at this time because it can cause problems, you know, in the comments.
And we don't want no trouble.
Definitely, we don't want no trouble. We don't want no people getting mad at us because we gave a game like a 9 out of 10 when they're like, no, it was an 11!
We are on IGN. But if you guys would like to see us implement a rating scale, please let us know and we'll figure out some way to kind of tune that to what we're trying to pass over to you guys. So,
That being said, the game is every bit as good as we were telling you. Visually and audibly, the gameplay, all of it's great. Like, it has those few hiccups, but
nothing game breaking.
yeah,
So,
it's an amazing game,
Yeah.
and we definitely suggest you play it.
so that's been Donkey Kong, or our review of Donkey Kong. We hope you liked it. We are the Retro Couch Gamer guys. I'm Shooty Booty.
I'm Jeremy!
And that's Alex.
And that's Alex. Yay.
Yay.
Bye.
Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more of what we're doing. Also, now that I'm really thinking about it, comment in the comment box down below who your favorite Kong is. Yes, that. We'll stick with that.